responsible. live. Holy.
How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We are pumped to have you. And
Yeah,
always we have the standard, the
appreciate it.
usual, the magician behind the scenes, Adam, aka Nuns and Moses. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, thanks. How about yourself?
Chilling, man. Chilling Sunday. I'm feeling like I'm slowly getting that Sunday blues now, but I'm pumped right now because we have the show, and that usually gets me in a grand mood. So
Are you sure it's not that
I
Jack
guess
Daniels?
it might be a mixture between the JD and the show,
Yeah.
but anyway, I'm happy to be here with you guys. So with that said, everybody, we have an exciting show ready for you guys today. And starting off, before we actually get into chatting with Diana, our usual compatriot, Neon Demon is not able to be with us today. He's not dead. He's just very, very unwell, very, very sick. But he's with us in spirit. So I'm not sure if he's in chat right now, but Neon, feel better, buddy. Feel better. So Diana, tell us a
Hello.
little bit about you. Give us the
The
origin
hardest
story.
question. Yeah. My name's Deanna. I'm a Twitch streamer here. Just recently started, like about 2 months ago, but I've been loving it so far. I play a lot of. Well, I think that we're gonna talk about that later probably. But I'm also a musician and an artist as well, and a musician and yeah, I'm just doing my thing on Twitch, playing some games. That's
So
pretty much it.
yeah, and
Not
just
much to
just to,
me.
just to tag on that, my first introduction was actually a random raid that we did. She was playing Sekiro, I
Mhm.
believe, and let me tell you, it
Yeah, and it
was
was
the
actually
most.
my first ever raid.
Right?
It was like right when I started. It was the first time I ever got raided.
It was a great time. We pretty much chilled in her stream, and I cannot say it's been great having the opportunity to meet her and obviously be part of her community. So yeah, we have
Yeah.
her today for you guys. So with that said, you mentioned you are streaming and you play games. So tell us what
Mhm.
got you into the whole video games thing.
Yeah. Like the however I like first got into video games ever. Well, that
Pretty
was
much.
when I was a
Yeah.
kid. My parents brought home a PlayStation, and I played Crash Bandicoot, and that was the start of it. As for like getting onto Twitch, I during this whole quarantine thing, we're all taken to the internet, and I kind of just discovered it through a YouTuber that I follow. I
Yeah.
found him on Twitch and started watching it, and was like, "This is so I want to get involved in this." And I actually during grad school and college, I stopped gaming for like 3 or 4 years. It wasn't a part of my life anymore. And then when I got on Twitch, I realized how much I missed it, and just
Yeah.
went full force, started gaming again, started streaming, and now it's just become a huge
Pretty
part of my
much.
life again, which I've been
Awesome.
happy for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I know we're gonna touch more a little bit about your streaming career, as I like to say. But you mentioned your first game that you ever played was Crash Bandicoot, right? There's a
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot 5, if I'm not mistaken, coming out soon. Are you
Yeah.
pumped for that? Are you
There
pretty
is.
much ready for that game to
Yeah,
come?
I'm excited.
Okay.
Um, I'm a little out of touch. I haven't played it in a long time, but I'll definitely want to check it out when it comes out for sure.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
started with PlayStation Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot. Did you go into, let's say, other consoles or maybe PC gaming, or were you always staying on PlayStation ecosystem?
Yeah. I mean, like as a kid, I started out with the PlayStation. I had all the Game Boys. Mostly
Of
played
course.
Pokemon. All the Game Boys.
Of course,
Since the
Pokemon. Yes.
beginning of time. Yeah, and I did a little PC gaming when I was a kid. In
Yeah.
like the fact that I played The Sims like every other kid in the world. But besides that, no, pretty much stuff with PlayStation. I did
And
have an Xbox for a very very short period of time, but when I
hmm,
played Fable. But
Fable.
yeah,
And there's a new one coming. I think we are talking about this during the pre-shows. Again,
yeah,
just just to touch quickly on I guess you mentioned that you had the Game Boy, you had Pokemon, and you had a bit of the Xbox as well. So, and also you mentioned again you did play Crash Bandicoot, but if I was to say between Crash Bandicoot and Mario, which one would you go for? Where does your allegiance
Uh,
side
right now, if I had to play,
on? Hmm.
I mean, my heart is with Crash Bandicoot because that was like what started it all. But I think that if I were to reach
Sure.
for a game now, I would reach for Mario first. Um,
Okay.
just as an adult, I enjoy Mario a little more. But I haven't played Crash in a very long time, so who
See,
knows? I might go
maybe
back to it and fall absolutely in love.
exactly, and then maybe the new one might actually make you feel differently. So yeah, I guess we shall pretty much
Yeah.
see. I think the last time I even played a Crash Bandicoot game was on the PS as well, and man, it's such a long time ago. Holy shit! Anytime we actually ask these questions, it takes us back into this memory trip. Seriously, like with
Yeah.
beef scrubbing last week, we're talking about all the oldies, the Pokemons, whatnots, and we felt pretty much old after the end of that entire entire
Speaking of
question line.
oldies, I have a
Yeah.
copy of Pokemon Blue right here on my desk. I can't play it,
Oh,
but this
look
was
at
the first
that.
Game Boy game
Okay.
I ever played. It's on my desk. I
Very
just happened to notice it
nice.
there.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So I never really played Pokemon. I watched the cartoons on TV. That was it. I only know
Yeah.
Pikachu and Bulbasaur
What?
for life.
This
Oh,
is
you
I'm
this is
proud.
really gotta
new.
catch up.
Never heard about this. What? Are we friends?
I've already watched
I
Pokemon over
see,
somebody.
bad.
It's never been something that I've actually had any, I guess, opportunity to play. Maybe lack of a better word. But okay, fair enough, fair enough.
She'll
So
let
when
you
it
off for
comes to the
now.
streaming, I'm just trying to quickly, just quickly take a tangent. I feel I might get a lot of backlash for this. So, but yes, you mentioned that you are a streamer. And you mentioned like what made you sort of go into it because you follow this YouTuber that you like enjoying his content, and you then follow this Twitch, and then you realized, oh, this could be
Yeah.
something that you could obviously see yourself doing. So was that pretty much the deciding thing that made you sort of jump into it, or was there anything else besides that?
Yeah, no, that was really pretty much it. I was just kind of like, this specific YouTuber, like really, I feel like I got away from video games. I thought I was kind of like grown past it or whatever. And then this specific YouTuber made me realize, you're never too old to enjoy something. And
Exactly.
that's kind of how I found my way back. And it's been great.
Gonna be 50 and still playing Overwatch, guaranteed. Like, definitely.
Yeah.
At that time, there'll be nobody playing it, so I'll be like, finally, top 500 player. I'm like, yes, Grandmaster, fine. Even it's only me in the server. It's great. um, so how you finding it though? Like, how you finding okay, how you finding it and taking it one step back, how was the challenge actually just starting it?
Oh my goodness, my first stream was an absolute train wreck. It was a disaster. um, that was a little discouraging at first when I had my first stream, and I think I told you about this before.
Yes,
But
I remember.
I had my
Yeah.
first stream and I hyped it up to everyone I know. I was gonna play Animal Crossing because that's what everyone was playing at the time, and it
Yeah.
just crashed and burned. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. But then I'm glad I stuck because I went back and started streaming Sekiro, and um, I've met so many awesome people, and I think that's been the biggest thing for me is like meeting and connecting with people. I thought it was just going to be me sitting there playing games by myself, but it ended up, being, meaningful, those community, making friendships and things that have just been making all the craziness in the world right now a little more manageable,
Yeah.
like easier to get by. So it's been really nice. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Just quickly, Harget, welcome to the stream, and Sheet Zero as well. Welcome, welcome. Everybody is currently in
Hey.
in the stream in the channel right now. Thank you for being here with us. We are talking to Deanna to know her a bit more. Again, if you guys have any feedbacks or anything you want to shout out, feel free to drop them in the chat. So, moving right along. So you said the first game that you started streaming was Sekiro? Oh no, it was Animal Crossing, but that didn't work.
Yeah, well,
But yeah,
my first stream was Animal Crossing, but it
yeah.
didn't work out. I went back to Hero, and I actually enjoyed streaming that a lot more than Animal Crossing, and still do.
Okay.
So yeah.
Was there any reason why I guess the reason why you want to stream Animal Crossing was because everybody else was doing it, or because you also liked Animal Crossing and
Yeah,
it's a combination of both of those
I mean,
things?
a combination of the two. Yeah,
Okay.
I loved the game itself, and I saw a lot of people streaming it and playing it, so I kind of thought it would be a good way to go. But once I started streaming it, I realized I do enjoy it sometimes when I'm in the mood for it. But it's
Yeah.
not my favorite to stream. Like open-ended games aren't my favorite because it's hard to play an open-ended game while you're also trying to like socialize and
Yeah.
but something like Sekiro where you have like a specific goal and people get to watch you die and suffer, like
Oh
it's a fun
yes.
time.
Yes,
So
I think we're talking about this like, and as well, and when nuns streams as well. We seem to have
Mhm.
people that enjoy us suffering more than they actually enjoy us actually
Yeah.
succeeding. They're like, no, don't get me wrong. They actually are happy for us when we succeed, but they actually just like seeing us suffer, which I'm not sure if
Yeah.
it's a healthy relationship, but
There's two
I,
sick hydrates in one stream.
but that's just part of the fun of it, I guess. So
Mhm.
what when it comes to like the games you want to stream, what do you sort of tend to look for in terms of, okay, I'm going to play this game on
Yeah, I
stream?
mean, honestly, it's for me, it's just do I enjoy the game and do I think people would enjoy hanging out with me while I play? As simple as that. Like I don't think I would stream something just because I was streaming Ghost of Tsushima for a while because I feel like a lot of people were. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of not enjoying streaming this too much. So I try to really only stream something if I feel like I'm genuinely enjoying it because I don't think anyone's going to enjoy the content if I'm not having the best time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Okay.
like there are games that I enjoy as well, like Animal Crossing and Minecraft. But again, like I feel like the open-ended games for me
Ooh,
personally, it's
Minecraft.
hard. I get too easily distracted to stream them, and like, yeah, as much as I love those games, I'd rather play them by myself.
Yeah. And how do you find, I guess, balancing playing the game, for example, like Sekiro, and obviously trying to engage with your community in chat? Like, how do you find that balance? Do you struggle with it?
Oh,
What is
I'm
your,
horrible
I
at it.
guess, your technique?
Um, I included a very low
Channel point.
cost channel
I
reward
saw that. Yeah.
that's just shut up and focus because I don't shut up and focus because I have this constant like fear in the back of my mind that if I do say like when I was fighting Junichiro, I was just talking and messing around the whole time
Like,
and I was
man,
not
forget
having
Genshin,
success
man.
because I wasn't focusing. And it was like as soon as I actually focused, I pretty much beat it.
Yeah.
But like in a few tries.
Yeah.
And it's like so that channel point is my viewers like it's a reassurance to me that my viewers want to see me succeed and they want to see me focus and get through the game.
Yeah.
And because I get worried that if I stop talking or something, people are gonna come in and leave, or people
Yeah.
from the stream are gonna leave.
Yeah.
In the end, then I'm still working on that balance, but
Yeah.
I think that makes it more fun in a way.
Yeah, no, I actually, when I saw that channel point, I was like, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
also the same. Like I struggle with that balance as well because at the same time you want to give the people, the game that they obviously are curious about and play through that game. But at the same time, you also want to engage the audience, the viewers that, have chats, how people are doing, what's happening, throughout some
Yeah.
blasphemous opinions and whatnot. So it's always trying to find that nice balance. So I'm with you on that ship, 100%. It's pretty much a learn as we progress. So it's hard, guys, but we love it. We love it.
It is.
Love it. Fair enough. So you mentioned that you do play Minecraft and whatnot, but you don't stream them. So is that pretty much what you play off stream? Minecraft. What other games do you play off stream?
Yeah, so Minecraft I love to play off stream. Things like The Sims. I go through phases where I play The Sims nonstop for a week, and then don't touch it for 8 months. That's just how you play The Sims. I don't
Yeah.
make the rules.
Yeah.
And as well as Pokemon, I don't really stream. I like to play Pokemon on my own. Like there's some games, actually Breath of the Wild. I'm surprised I started streaming that because that was kind of like I like to have a few games where it's just like just me, just mine. Like I get to play it on my own. And Breath of the Wild was one of those for a while, but then I've started streaming it and I've been enjoying that too.
I feel it. I think it's very important for all of us that do stream to have games where we can just relax and just sort of, have our own time to just enjoy that game. Because when you are streaming a game, you're not only playing, but also engaging people that are in your chat as well. So it's fun, but it's very different to when you're just playing by yourself. Adam, actually, for you just quickly, what games do you usually play off stream? And swear to God, if you mention Escape from Tarkov, I will not do anything bad to you.
I think I have to go now.
Please don't go.
No.
All right, show's over.
Off stream. Oh God. Well, I used to play a hell of a lot of Rocket League back in the past, but at the moment, there's nothing much I play off stream. Every time I try and play something, it's usually on stream. So as much as I can now, but again, in the past it's Tarkov, it's No Man's Sky. I'm playing a bit of. I'm playing. I've just literally downloaded The Cycle. I don't know whether you've heard of that.
Yes, I have. It's a very good game.
Um, yeah, so that's I pick that up. So I've been playing. I've had one game of that this afternoon.
Mm.
So I've started to pick up more and more games in Tarkov. I've kind of expanded my horizon to some other games.
Is it because you're running out of like characters or loot or something to keep going? I feel like that's the reason why.
You'll never run out of loot. You'll never run out of. No, it's got to a point where, yeah, I do need to start playing something else.
I feel like.
But I have been playing a bit of No Man's Sky off stream. So yeah, that's eventually going on to other games.
Nice. I just play Overwatch, simple. So for you, Diana, what are the top 3 games of all time? I know I'm pushing the spot, right? Top 3 games of all time.
That's tough. Well, Dark Souls,
of course.
number 1, easy.
Okay.
Dark Souls was a turning point for me. Love that game.
Yeah.
Also, Minecraft. I love Minecraft. Never get tired. If I could only play one video game for the rest of my life, it would be Minecraft because there's just so much you can do in that game.
Okay.
And probably Bloodborne, or not Bloodborne. Sorry. I mean, I do love Bloodborne. That's definitely in the top 5. But Bioshock.
Top 3? Oh, Okay, Bioshock.
Okay.
Huh.
Bioshock, which is actually very unusual for me because I literally don't play any other first-person shooters except Bioshock. But I love that game so much, and it has such a special place in my heart. I just the whole aesthetic and the gameplay and just the atmosphere in those games is just amazing. But Bloodborne, I struggle with whether I like Dark Souls or Bloodborne more because I love playing Bloodborne, but I feel like Dark Souls is just too special. I just can't put Bloodborne above it. I don't know.
This is actually very. I'm shocked.
5.
Absolutely shocked. For those of you that have been on Diana's stream, at some point Bloodborne will be mentioned, either Bloodborne, or Dark Souls, usually Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So it's shocking, but either way, quality games. I can't play Minecraft because I just suck at building stuff. But yes, that's why I don't play Fortnite as well. I can't even build and then shoot people at the same time. Yeah. Anyway, solid choice. And lastly, is there any game that you're looking forward to? Any game that is not yet released but coming out that you're in anticipation for?
I mean, Demon Souls, 100%. I can't wait for Demon Souls.
Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mentioned a little bit in our talk before about the new Fable game coming out.
Yes.
And how I'm a diehard Sony person, but I have played Fable and I loved Fable, and now I'm having an internal crisis because now I feel like I need an Xbox. I want to play Fable.
Just do it. Just get the Xbox. Just get the damn box. Simple. Yeah. And you don't have to have a dilemma anymore.
Get both, though. I can't not get a PlayStation.
And get both. Get both. Adam, this is actually the first time. This is actually the first time that nobody on this show has mentioned that's come on the show to say Cyberpunk. It's actually a shocker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a first, yeah.
But it's refreshing. This is good. No, I dig this. I dig this. Well, there you have it, guys. That is Diana. We recommend you guys to go check out. She streams on Twitch. Fantastic streamer. Go give her some love. But more of that later on towards the end of the show. We should put her details when we're wrapping up. Just quickly before we go into the next segment, just a quick shout out to everybody that has been rocking with us on the stream. Kisogo, Karamita, Jaden. We got my other sister, Bim Kathy. What is up, sis? I don't know why my voice went so high up. It's great. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with us. Super appreciate it. Right. So did you know, guys, that there was a leak of a potential black PS5 dual controller? Now, do you know why this is important? Do you know why this is important? Because all we've seen so far from the PS5 was the original box, which is white, right? White box, white peripherals, accessories, everything. Now, this leak suggests or has started the rumor mill that there might be an existence of a PS5 Black Edition. So I'm going to throw this question to you over, Deanna. First of all, how do you feel about the original PS5 box, the one that was showcased, the white one that looks like a Wi-Fi router?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It looks very like futuristic. I think that's kind of the vibe they were going for. You know, like it looks kind of like I would take off in it and fly in outer space. But like it's a cool design.
Okay.
But I just personally I do like if you can't tell by my decor behind me, I like a light and airy aesthetic. So I like it in that regards. But I also I just feel like white gets dirty. It's like a lot to deal with. I prefer the black. It's easier. So yeah, I had mixed feelings about it. Like I like it aesthetically, but then I think about it like realistically, and I'm like, I don't know.
I was gonna actually ask that. Given that you do like, I'm actually mentioned this or asked this pre-show that you are a designer, right?
Yeah,
Given that you design your own space, does a
yeah.
white box fit perfectly in your space? Looking at your background right now, or would a black box be better?
Yeah, so my color palette is it's interesting because my color palette is very neutral with pops of color, like pops of like soft pinks and oranges and things like that and greens. But then I do have like sprinkled without like matte black hardware.
Yeah.
So like my streaming setup, which is in my space, obviously, is all obviously matte black. Like my Sony camera is matte black, my PS4 is, my monitor is, my microphone is. So in
Yeah.
a way, I like worked that into my color palette just to be given a white PS4, PS5, and now I'm like, oh man.
I've got to
But
change it
but
now.
yeah, the
All of
white
it's got to
would work,
go.
would fit.
Pretty
I have
much.
this, yeah. I have this philosophy where, like as a designer in that mindset, I have this philosophy where if anything is going to be visible in my space, it's part of the decor. Like
Yeah.
even if it's my pencil sharpener, like my pencil sharpener,
Down to
I
that detail.
was very
Holy shit.
specific in which one. Yeah, like so, like everything has to fit into the because I'm crazy. No, because I just like making everything very
Fair
cohesive.
enough.
So I just like the cohesive feel, having like everything come together.
I'm
So we'll
just
see. I gotta see how it looks in the space.
I just pick things like, ooh, pretty. That's pretty much how I make my decisions. Or I end up just asking my sisters, like, I take a picture of it, like, guys, does this work in this space? Does that work? Then they say
Yeah.
no, then that's pretty much it. But just quickly, Adam, I know we both feel the same way when we saw the first reveal of the box, and we thought it was a Virgin Media Wi-Fi router, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, Seeing the black one now, does that make you feel like, okay, this is something that aesthetically like looks something that does suits me, and yes, I would rather go for the black one as opposed to the white one. Is that something that you sort of lean towards to getting the black one as opposed to the white one,
Um.
or does this
See,
change how you feel about it?
no, it doesn't change. No. I mean, the white. I've always liked the white one. The
Oh,
black
okay.
does look very, very sleek. I will be honest. I like the white controller rather than the black. I like the black console with the white controller.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's interesting.
Um.
I'm kind of the opposite.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well.
Yeah.
So, but I've got a white PC case. I've got black monitors. I've got a white Xbox One S. So either or for me would blend in nicely on my desk. For me, black does look nice. Well, the Xbox is going to be black. The Xbox Series X is going to be black.
I was
So
gonna say,
I think
yeah.
I would probably prefer the black Xbox, black PS5 to go nicely with the Xbox.
Xbox, okay, you're just gonna stack them like
Yeah,
stack them like that,
you've
have them
you've
side
got
by
to yeah, just pile them up. Get the Xbox One S, then the Xbox One X, then the PS5.
This is pretty much a low key interior design course right now on how you can
Yeah.
decorate your space, pretty much.
Instructor Deanna Lee.
Look out for the masterclass coming out very, very soon.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
But
gave
just
me an idea for a YouTube video.
hey, I want 10% or whatever that is. Just 10%. I mean, the show
I'd only go
wants
for 5, you know.
Well, there you have it, guys. But just no confirmation from Sony has been released regarding this rumor. So again, it's just pure speculation, given that we've seen a black controller being leaked, suggesting maybe there might be a black PlayStation 5, and that's currently what we know now, which you can see on screen. is the PlayStation 5, pretty much as it's been showcased. So there might be a black version of this, but again, no confirmation or nothing has been mentioned regarding this. So stay tuned, stay tuned. So moving right along, Mortal Shell.
Hmm.
I think we spoke about this before again, we talked a lot before the pre-show, guys. We talked a lot.
Bit too much.
Too much. No, it's fine. It's fine. We're getting to know each other. Deanna, you haven't heard anything about Mortal Shell, right? Okay.
No.
So Mortal
Until
Shell,
today.
well, Mortal Shell is pretty much a Dark Souls-esque type of game. So I think it's gonna fall very, very nicely into your wheelhouse.
Mhm.
So the beta was released, I think, last month, only on PC, which I got a chance to play. Neon Demon actually finished it. Fantastic. It felt good actually swinging stuff. Some of the UI designs was pretty interesting. You don't really know what the items are unless you actually use them. They understand what that
Oh,
item does, which is very, very, very different.
oh,
Well,
that is cool.
yeah, I've never played any game like that, so it might not be a new thing, but for me, it's new. But
Yeah.
anyway, fantastic game. So there was a release date trailer. I think we have a trailer for that. So just again, Mortal Shell is a dark action adventure RPG, and it will be coming out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on August 18th. So next week. It's not too far away. It's
Wow.
pretty,
Yeah.
pretty much the upper week. Well, yeah, yeah, pretty much upper week.
Mhm.
So it's coming out August 18th this year. It had a successful beta, so if it rolls out the same way without any hiccups, I think for me, I'm definitely gonna pick this up on day one. I will be streaming this for sure day one. And here we can pretty much see what the game kind of looks like. I don't know if there's any gameplay in this release trailer, but if we do see gameplay, then there you go. But you can sort of get the tone of it. It gives you that Dark Souls vibe, feel to it. So, just quickly,
Lots
I
of
know you don't know
dodge rolls.
dodge rolls. Yeah, you can counter, you can dodge rolls. And the thing about this as well is that you pretty much take possession of different shells. So you're pretty much a naked, I don't know, person, for lack of a better word. And as you journey through the campaign, you stumble across different shells. Like for example, this is a shell in itself. The one we saw before was another shell. So you get to see and experience different shells, like what we can see right now in the stream. And then the play style, how you actually attack changes depending on what shell you take. So it's a lot of fun things to be discovered with this. I'm super pumped for this. Adam, just real quick, I know you're currently playing or you were playing Dark Souls. I know that you weren't really feeling it that much, which is
Mm.
fine, which is fine. Well, don't say it outside this area. Um, but saying this, I don't know if you got a chance to play the beta.
Didn't. No, I did download it, but just kind of
You, you
didn't
didn't click
get.
the button to play.
Yeah, just didn't click the button.
Fair enough.
I
Does this
think
interest
it's something yeah, the gameplay. I've watched a few people stream it. I watched a few videos on YouTube. It does look really good. It looks really good. I'm really surprised. Obviously, it's just one person developed this. Am I correct in saying that?
No. So the one you're thinking about is Bright Memory. It's a small group. It's an
Bright
indie group.
memory.
Yes,
Yes,
it's like a handful of, like, say, I think it's 15 people.
it
So it's
does.
very small
Yeah,
group.
I wouldn't mind trying it. Just at least give every game a go to see
Yeah,
what it's like.
yeah.
Mhm.
But no, I haven't actually played the beta.
Okay. Um, and for you, Diana, given that this might be something that falls well within the games that you experience, just seeing what you've seen there, has that made you sort of curious to find out more? And then potentially from what you see, when you do your research and whatnot, would you might end up
Yeah.
getting it? But just looking at it from just what we saw now, the last 2 minutes, does that interest you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as I saw the trailer a later day, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta play this. Whether or not I'll play it day one, I don't know. But I looked at it and I said, this it definitely looks like my type of game. So
Yeah,
certainly interested. But, yeah.
that's good. That's good.
But sometimes
Um,
it can get frustrating playing something that's similar to something that you love and you
yeah.
feel like, like this it's definitely Dark Souls-esque, but it's not Dark Souls. I feel that way with Sekiro a lot of the times too. You
Mm.
get frustrated, but that's just you gotta work your way around that.
Yeah. Jaden in chat says that Godfall looked fun. Have you heard of Godfall, you guys?
Yes, looks
Okay.
actually look good.
It sounds familiar, but I don't.
Okay, it's another upcoming game. It looks hella dope, like super, super, super interesting. That's another one that I'm also keeping my eye on out. I don't know when that's coming out, but Deanna, I'll recommend checking that one out. Just it's might be something that might interest you as well. Um, but for you guys in chat, let us know if you guys will be getting Multi Shell on first day or at some point as well. Let us know. So, um, moving along, PS5 apparently will be holding an announcement scheduled for this month. So, according to IGN, a new report claims that Sony plans to make new PlayStation 5 announcements this month. It's not clear what the announcements will take place, or I mean, when the announcement will take place, or what it will be about. However, considering we're getting close to the holiday season, we're speculating that it's probably going to be around what is the price of the console and the actual release dates for the console. So
Mm.
let me throw this question over to you, Diana. I know you're probably thinking, okay, you just talked about Fable and having to potentially get Xbox, and you want to get a PS5, and you're probably gonna have to start saving for whatever one you want to get, right? Is it super important that you know as soon as possible how much this is gonna cost, and how much are you willing to pay for this box? What would you say would be too much for you?
Oh,
Or would
I
it be
mean, I
whatever?
already have an envelope of $700. I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay.
I already saved it. I'm ready. Whenever it comes out, I'm gonna order it. So
Yeah. You've been preparing since last 10 years. You're
yeah,
like, yeah, I've been keeping this one envelope under my bed for when this moment comes. Okay. Pretty much.
yeah.
Okay. So if let's say if it comes out, which I'm very, very gonna be surprised. I'll be super surprised if it's gonna be like 800. Would you still pay
Yeah,
add another $100 and pay 800 for it?
I would.
Fair enough. Um,
I
I-
just, I
yeah,
stick with the PlayStation. So, and I want to play Demon Souls badly enough
that's
that it's worth it to me.
fair enough. Would it change your mind? Let's say if Demon Souls came out on PC, would that potentially make me lean towards maybe getting the PC rig instead? Or would you still get a
I think
PS?
I just even when I did have a PC, like way back when, I have always just preferred console gaming, personally. So I probably still would get the PS5. I like having my computer and my gaming kind of separate. Like, I mean, now it's the lines are blurred, obviously, with streaming, but I like having that experience of having it all confined to one space. Like, I like
Yeah,
that makes sense. But
yeah.
yeah. Um, One thing I was concerned about, however, in this article that you sent over
Yeah.
is how they mentioned they're going to be limiting it to one console per household. Which I don't know if any of you live in apartment buildings, but like I live in an apartment building with hundreds, thousands, maybe of people, and
Hmm.
that actually has been an issue in the past where since we're all in the same address, where people have like when something like this happens, only like the first person in the building can get it, and that's it because we're
Yeah,
in the same address. So I was
yeah.
concerned about that. Like, do I have to be the first person to pre-order a PS5? I don't know.
I, again, we don't know exactly how this is gonna be rolled
Yeah.
out. That's something that and I'm gonna just quickly throw this to Adam because Adam has been championing this pretty much statement that both Microsoft and Sony need to get their acts together and say what these consoles they're going to bring out, how much they're going to cost, and when it's coming out. Now, Adam,
Yeah.
just like going on that statement, how disappointing would it be if you don't see anything relating to price or release date for the PS5? And I'm not sure if you are going to get the PS5. That's another question I want to ask as well. Are you going to get the PS5 as well, or is something that you're not too sure about? So two-part questions for you.
Yes, I will be getting a PS5, but not straight away. I'll
Okay.
be getting the Xbox One Series X. I've got a lot of gold hidden underneath my bed, so I can't trade that in for both. um,
Oh, okay.
yep,
Mm.
PS5. Yes, in the long run, I will. One per household is a bit of a weird one. I don't know how they're going to roll that one out, especially with that many different retailers selling the console. It'll be very hard.
Yeah.
But then again, when it comes to, oh gosh, I've kind of lost train of thought there. Went wee over my head there.
I guess when it comes to like, price and
the price, they
expectation-
need to start. Yeah, they need to start rolling some sort of prices out, because at the end of the day, you'll have younger kids out there who will be saving up and who they might think, oh well, £500 might be enough. I'll save up. I'll have that enough. Then they might be let down where they'll come out pretty much a few months just before release date, and go, oh hang on, I haven't actually got enough, because they're holding this price back further and further and further, and it's quite hard for, I think, a lot of people. They really need to start. End of the day, not many. Xbox doesn't make that much on consoles anymore. PS5 probably does. They need to start releasing a bit more information regarding price. They can't hold it back. I know Xbox and Sony are playing this war between, you go first, and then I'll release it a bit slightly cheaper. Just get it out there. Get it out there.
Yeah. No, absolutely agree. Because again, I don't know how many people have saved this magical envelope waiting for this day to come. I haven't. I don't have the said envelope. I'm just waiting to hear more about how much it's going to cost so that I can actually start saving and say, okay, if this is going to cost 700, I need to start saving. I'm sure most people are like that in the same way as well. Just quickly in chat, Bim Kathy, first of all, I'm totally green when it comes to gaming. So Bim Kathy against my sister. She is not really into the whole gaming space, but I love her still. She's supporting us. So thank you very much. Don't worry, there's going to be something in this show that I think might be right up your alley, because I know you like movies. Jaden says that he's going to wait like a year. I guess if it's going to be that expensive, he's going to pretty much wait till, I guess, when he can afford it, which 800 is going to be. 800 is 800, which, if it's 800, which I doubt is going to be, I would be very, very surprised. That's stupidly expensive. But again, we don't know what or how much this is going to be. But yeah. And B Scrub, and welcome, as well as Fox1245. Welcome, guys. So I hope to hear pretty much what you guys have said. I hope to hear how much it's going to be, when it's going to be released, and obviously what's going to come with it. Are they going to be different packages? How are they going to roll out the, with one per household? So it's a lot of information that I hope that they actually bring out in this, I guess, announcement they're hoping to roll out sometime this month. So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. So moving right along, how familiar are you guys with? Well, actually, not familiar. I should say, are you guys Final Fantasy fans? Do you guys like the franchise Final Fantasy? Is that you guys are into or not?
It's always been on my list and something I've never gotten around to playing. It's like, for as long as I can remember, I've wanted to play it and just never have.
Okay.
Same for me. I did try the what was that? A little bit of Final Fantasy. I think 6, 7. Can't remember. Anyways, dabbled. I couldn't get into it. But again, it's absolutely huge. I understand why people love it. It looked very pretty. There were actually games many years ago. I've never really tried, but yeah, it's been on my list. Just haven't had time to play.
I think I'm pretty much in the same boat with you guys. Maybe I've watched the actual not live action. The first one they released that was super beautiful graphic wise, that cost X amount of money at the time, like stupid amounts of money. And also the one of anime Children of Advent, which is great. I recommend anybody to go watch that. It's visually breathtaking. It's great. So just something for you guys to know, Square Enix has announced that Final Fantasy VII, the remake, has shipped and sold over 5 million copies worldwide since its release on April 10th on a single platform. Now, you guys are thinking, 5 million, it's petty. Remind you, I wish I'd sold something for 5 million, but anyway. This is on a single platform, and this includes both digital sales and shipments to retailers. So, for comparison, Final Fantasy 15, which is the latest, I guess, campaign-ish game, because there are loads of Final Fantasy games out there, the online multiplayer ones, the ones that are one-offs, whatever. Since its launch in 2016, sold over 8.9 million on all platforms. That is PS4, PC, Xbox Stadia, and Xbox and Stadia. So just think about that. Final Fantasy 15 sold over 8.9 million on all of these platforms, whereas just the 7 sold on one single platform for over 5 million copies. I know Final
Wow.
Fantasy 7 is really, 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 really popular in that particular universe. There's a lot of cult following. I remember the E3 when they announced the remake. I'm pretty sure somebody passed out at E3. I think somebody did. I'm sure there's a video somewhere on YouTube, somebody passing out. It is an absolute beast of a game and a fan following of that particular franchise. So, um, and also the game is set to appear on other unannounced platforms in April next year. So we can actually see this figure pretty much being doubled by next year if it comes to, let's say, PC and Xbox and maybe Stadia. So we can pretty much see this figure maybe reaching 10 million or more by next year. So, and also there's also a second part as well as now entered into full development. So it's just a bit of news that Final Fantasy VII, I know for those of you that are into this franchise, something that you guys should just sort of know. I think it's incredible what this game has done. There's so many games that out there have sold stupid amounts of copies. For example, Animal Crossing, which you love, Deanna, New Horizon, sold at, I think, 22.4 million units, which is absolutely nuts. Granted, there are
Pandemic.
conspiracies that Nintendo knew that this COVID was coming and the pandemic was coming, so they released it. They released it at the best
It's
time
perfect
because
timing.
nobody could go out. All you could do was stay in, and Animal Crossing was there to lonely, lonely hearts. It was brilliant. I mean, whoever had the foresight of that should be, I don't know, just giving loads of money. But
Yeah.
yes,
just giving loads of money.
just giving loads of money. It's fine. So yeah, just something to sort of, I guess, FAQ kind of thing, in case you ever get into a pub trivia question. So, moving right along, I think this is probably going to be very interesting. When was the last time you guys went to the movies, like to the theaters? I'm going to start off with you, Diana. When was the last time you went to the cinemas?
Ages. I was supposed to go see a movie in January. I was supposed to see Star Wars, and my friend bailed on me,
Yeah.
so I ended up not seeing it until I was able to see it. I honestly can't even remember the last time I went to the movies, but now that it's not an option, it's been something I've been missing a lot. I was never big on going to the movies because I don't like sitting still in a dark room for 2 hours. But as someone who I do love film and I love cinema, and like as someone who loves that, like being confined to watching movies in my home is like it's like you don't know what you got till it's gone. So I
Yeah.
definitely miss it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess it's like a whole experience. You go in cinema, you're gonna get your popcorn, your overpriced candy, your drinks, your hot
Yeah.
dog that's been spinning on that same roller for God knows how long, and nachos. So then you sit down with your friends and watch the movie. So it's a whole experience. And what about you, Adam? When was the last
Yeah.
time you went to the cinema?
I cannot remember the last time. I can't even remember the last film I've seen at the pictures. Well, we call the pictures at the cinema.
Same.
God, it was many months ago. Probably last year. I'm not a big movie goer. I like watching things in the house. I like see when it comes out and mute on my own, wear what I want, if anything, and just watch.
You dress up for the cinema. Do you wear like a suit or something?
No, I wear pants.
Oh, yeah, you gotta.
I wear pants where in the house you don't need to. God, it's been that long. But then again, a fair few times I do like going. I mean, at the end of the day, popcorn, drinks, sweets, that sort of thing. Sitting there watching film on the big screen,
Yeah.
and just sit back and relax. So I haven't missed it too much. It's never really bothered me. But again, I don't know how they're going to reopen with what's going on. I don't know whether it's going to be sit with your household, and then maybe 2-seat spacing, 1-seat spacing, next household, that sort of thing. It'll be very interesting to see how they actually do it.
Well, to that point, AMC, I think we have AMC in the well, you guys have AMC in the UK. So AMC as well in the States. AMC is hoping to reopen its theaters in mid to late August. as the cost of being closed has mounted. I know they are taking a hammering. I know AMC theaters in certain regions, like certain parts of the world, are open because of how the pandemic has been handled in those said countries. Um, but according to a Business Wire report, the date reflects the expected eventual release dates of some of the delayed films. So I know there was a couple of movies, for example, the Christopher Nolan's Tenant. I don't guess I've heard of this movie. It's meant to be, I guess, one of the summer blockbuster, but unfortunately it was delayed. As well as the Disney's live action Mulan, which there's a lot of hype around because I don't know about you guys, but I love Mulan. Um, all of these movies, because of what's been happening, no longer had a confirmed release date. So I think there might be potential for this for the theaters to open up in the states, given that I guess maybe some states are going to be handling it better than other states in the U.S. But with that said, while cinemas in some markets will be relatively safe to reopen, with AMC now planning to institute a compulsory mask wearing policy, the theater chains don't want to soon before they have new films to show. Around one third of AMC's theaters outside of the United States have already opened, which is what I said. I know parts, like for example, maybe in the UK, probably some countries in Europe where they've handled this whole pandemic situation, better. Have been able to open. So I think from what I get from both of you, you guys are not overly like you're not cinema goers, right? You rather prefer, I guess,
Mhm.
and this is for you, Adam.
I'm not
Rather
going to hurry
prefer
back. Yeah.
okay, you rather prefer to consume your movie experience in your own home, that kind of way. So, does this even do anything for you, or this is like okay, cool? Does this, I guess, make any kind of sort of vibe to say, okay, yes, I feel better now that maybe AMC is going to have a mask wearing policy. They're going to apply social distancing. Does this make you feel better about going to the cinema, or you're still going to be like, nah, it doesn't do anything for me because I stay home and watch my movies, so it's great.
I, I struggle wearing a mask to go to the shops for about 10,
Okay.
15 minutes, never mind 2 hours. So I wear a mask for 2 hours. That's going to be pretty hard for me. Again, I'm not in no hurry to go back. I'll rather wait until everything calms down. Yes, I know. Unfortunately, it's hard on the cinemas and losing money, etc. But for me, wearing a mask for 3 hours, it's going to be very hard, very very hard. I'd rather just wait, sit in the house, wait until everything gets back to normal, and then go.
Okay. Deanna, do we have you back?
Yeah, my audio is back. It
Okay.
went off for a second. I got it back.
Okay, no worries. So given that they are going to be rolling out again this mask wearing policies, and I guess they'll have some distancing in place in the theaters, would you feel comfortable going back, or are you on the
Yeah, I mean,
same
well, as you
mindset?
know, I'm still working, so I work 8 hours a day with a mask on, so I'm totally adapted to that. That doesn't bother me at all. I work pretty physically demanding job with a mask on, so I'm not too worried about that or the social distancing. I
Okay.
feel like, lately, like my local Best Buy is right across the street from an AMC, so whenever I go to buy like wires or whatever I need for streaming, I
Yeah.
see this theater. It looks abandoned. Like there's
Hmm.
weeds overgrowing. It's all dark. And
Apocalypse.
it depresses me so much, and I feel like the fact that having started streaming and having to go to Best Buy so often now and seeing this has made me just miss it so much more. So I feel like I definitely would. Then I've also like having the time now. Before I was such a busy person before all this
Yeah.
happened. Having the
Yeah.
time to actually watch films, like I'm missing the experience more than ever. If anything, um, I'm definitely going to be more of a moviegoer than I was before this.
I think loads of people are gonna do more stuff outside once they are certain things in place for them to feel comfortable to do so. Absolutely, I completely get where you're coming from. Jaden says live action Monster Hunter. That'll be interesting. I'll actually like to see that. I actually would like to see that. Is speaking of movies, is there anything you guys are looking forward to seeing that maybe you had your eye on, but because of what's been happening, it was cancelled? Is there any movies that you guys had in mind, or you just see what comes out when they come out, I guess?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that. See what comes out when it comes out. It
Sure.
all depends on what's out at the cinema when I decide to go. It's, again,
Okay,
I'm
no,
not a big
I'm gonna wait.
cinema goer, so it all depends.
I feel it. Okay, well, there you have it. So for those of you that are looking forward to going to the movies again in the US, it's coming. Hopefully, it might come to the state, depending on how things are being handled there. But keep your eye out for that one. So moving right along, segment xCloud um has blocked all on all Apple devices. So first of all, xCloud. What exactly is xCloud? So xCloud is Microsoft's cloud gaming service that will allow Xbox Game Pass Ultimate holders to be able to play over 100 plus Xbox games on their phone or tablets. Now, this is coming in September 15th. So there was an article based off on the BBC. Um, Microsoft has confirmed that its new game streaming service, xCloud, would not appear on Apple devices, but again, which is sucks. Um, but based on that article, Apple has also mandated that Microsoft will have to follow the same guidelines of submitting games individually for review and appearing in chats and search. So Apple has said, look, we know you're Microsoft, right? But that doesn't change anything. You're gonna still have to do the same thing that everybody does when it comes to submitting the game. Submit each of them individually. We have to review it. We have to do the due process and whatnot. However, this guideline doesn't suit how the xCloud service works because the xCloud is an app that acts like a browser for all the available games, which can then be streamed instantly from the menu. So pretty much like Netflix. Again, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong or not. Pretty much like Netflix.
Mm.
It's not only Microsoft's gaming cloud service that's having the same issue. The Google game streaming service as well, Stadia, also encountered the same problem too. So both this xCloud and Stadia would not be able to fully operate on the Apple devices. They're currently available on Android devices. For those of you that have Android tablets or phones, you can experience all the beauty of xCloud. So I think this one might impact you, Diana, because I know you use a lot of Apple products, right? Correct. I don't know if you had any mindset to check out some of the game like Fable when it comes out. This would have been a very good way to experience it because maybe you're like, rather than buy the box, I can just
Yeah.
join the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and then play it on my iPad or on my phone or whatnot. How does this hit home to you? Like, do you hope this is something that can be addressed?
Mhm.
Does this make you maybe
Yeah.
say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna get an Xbox?
Yeah. I feel like this is something that I've been saying and thinking has needed to come to the gaming world for a while. I never thought it would be through phones and other devices. I thought but some kind of subscription service where you can like maybe like rent a game digitally or something like that. Like I've been thinking like we really need something that's very mainstream like that. So it is very disappointing to not have access to that because I think it would make gaming a lot more accessible to people who, like you said, like maybe someone doesn't want to go and shell out all the money for the new Xbox, but they can download the app on their Android. And, the majority of at least my society are iPhone users. So
Yeah.
it's really eliminating a large population of people who aren't going to have that accessibility that they would have. But maybe as a result, you might even see people if they care enough about this to switch over phones. Like I even considered for a second when I heard about it, like, do I really need an iPhone? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you never know what kind of effect it will have, or maybe they can settle their differences and something can come of it. Who knows?
Yeah. And just quickly, if I could jump to you, Adam, B Scrubbin mentioned seems like Apple blocking the Google Play, Chromecast stuff as well. So it's not only these two services that are blocking, they're blocking other things as well. So for you, Adam, again, we're seeing a lot of practices that are not consumer friendly. It makes you think, why can't companies just collaborate and try and make things work? And then
Yeah.
they're going to make money out of it, so they should try and work. So, how do you feel about this potential practice in itself?
For me, it seems crazy for Apple to do that because for the size of Microsoft, yeah, I understand everybody, no matter who they are, have got to go through the Apple terms and conditions, that sort of thing. But when it comes down to a massive multiplayer network, they're just going to automatically ban XCloud, and there's other apps on there which they ban as well. I don't know whether you've heard about Shadow Game Streamer Service. They had to disable the quick launch feature because Apple just didn't like that. Like Diana says, people that are diehard fans of Microsoft and Xbox, that sort of thing, for the xCloud, are waiting patiently for the xCloud to come out going brilliant. They're going to turn around and say, do I really need an iPhone?
Yeah.
Should I just get a cheaper Android? And they might, I think they'll lose a fair few customers over this if they don't come to some sort of agreement to say, yes, okay, you're allowed. Then again, Microsoft should turn around and go, okay, we'll go through the correct procedure. We'll put forward each game. But then again, xCloud's going to have hundreds and hundreds of games where it's going to be one hell of a lot of work for Apple to go through all of these claims that Microsoft's going to put forward, all these checks. It's just not benefiting either party. It could benefit Apple a hell of a lot if Microsoft brings it out on the Apple Store, because one, people are going to buy it. Then again, Apple have got a 30% charge, I think, even for subscription. But any app in the market, they'll take 30% cut. So then again, they're missing a massive intake, a massive profit there.
30% is quite large.
Yeah, I know it's a subscription service on xCloud, but then again, 30% still going to add up. Especially on, I think it's going to be $8.99, $10 or more for the xCloud service. So yeah, they're just missing out.
I guess they're thinking like, okay, if we get 30% off on this one app as opposed to getting 30% from individual games, maybe they're saying they're losing a lot on the table, so hence why they're probably trying to enforce this standard guidelines. I don't know what that works out. I have no idea. I'm just throwing that out there. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's surprising to me that they would deny something like this, because Apple's whole philosophy and what attracts a lot of their users is their focus on innovation and their focus on going into new markets. Like, for instance, a computer company had no business creating iTunes, right? iTunes, they went right into the music industry and completely innovated it. So I'm surprised that they are shutting down such a big innovation. And it almost makes me wonder if, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have something boiling that they want, like some kind of innovation they want for themselves in the video game industry. But I don't think they even have access to that in the way Microsoft does. So there's a fair amount of competition as well. But I think overall the denial goes against Apple's values as a company.
You know what I think? I would have said, again, I'm not an Apple user, but when it comes to innovation, I would have said yes when Steve Jobs was alive. Now, the way I see it, look at the iPhone, for example. It's literally, I never use iPhone, but I know people that use iPhone, and they always say there's nothing really amazing after like each iPhone that has been released. And you can probably, I think you use the iPhone as well, Deanna, so feel free to chime in. So I don't know if innovation is still in their ethos, as opposed to, look, we are dominating the market space. We know people would always flock to the brand. We have a strong brand appeal. So whatever we put out, people are going to buy because we have that such a strong hold on the market. So to me, I'm like, innovation, yes, maybe back then, but now I don't know if that's still the case.
I mean, Apple have always had. Sorry,
I think it was more about innovating. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead. Go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, I was saying, and so it's less about innovating with the individual product and creating a more innovative product, as it is like what Apple is known for is going into industries. They started out as a computer company, right? And they innovated within that, and then they went into the phone industry. Nobody thought anybody was going to want a touchscreen phone, and like, look, here we are now. So they go into new industries and change the industry itself. So the fact that, I mean, maybe you have a point. Maybe when Steve Jobs was still alive, maybe the video game industry would have been the next trajectory. But now I do think it's become a lot more about the product and less about the company values of branching out and innovating in these other realms of technology.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sorry, Adam, you're gonna mention something there?
Gonna be totally honest with you. I think Deanna Lee. I think she reads minds because that's pretty much along the same lines as that's what I was going to say.
You're on to me.
But then again, well, Apple seems to have the kind of point of view of, for me personally, I find that Apple kind of looks at products and goes, Android's quite far, not far, sorry, Android's always like been that little bit ahead of Apple in when it comes to features, etc., and different things. Then Apple just goes, okay, we'll get that next, but we'll make it better. And they've always made features better. I think when Steve Jobs would be alive, yes, you'd probably go, okay, well, xCloud, that's something. Will allow it, then make it better later down the line. So, like you said before, Diana, there's probably something in the background where they're going, oh, you know what, like Google Stadia. Don't know whether anybody's heard of Google Stadia.
I think somebody put in chat like, what is Stadia? Oh no, Jaden mentioned Stadia. That thing still exists.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know whether Apple might be coming out with something in the later down the line. That's why they're having a bit of a to and fro with Microsoft saying no, you need to go through all these steps to do that. But then Microsoft have turned around and went, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. It's unfortunate for Apple users. Again, Microsoft has got a lot of power, so there's a kind of a war I think brewing there. So you never know. Apple might have something in the background brewing. They might just come up with something brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I guess we shall find out. Again, this is just an upset at the moment. I'm sure there's probably stuff happening in the background, like you mentioned, Adam. And I'm sure to what you alluded to, Deanna, probably they see something that potentially doesn't fit. But whatever the case may be, we hope that there might be a resolution to this because, again, not just from a money perspective, but from a product perspective, you'd hope that they can work something out.
Yeah,
so
it's not fair on the consumers at the end of the day. I mean, there's millions and millions of Apple users out there who are Xbox fans, xCloud fans, and they just haven't got the accessibility. And they're thinking, well, why is Android all still pretty much safe? Why can't we have that feature? And it's just not fair on the consumers.
Yeah, again, this the way I see it, I think that at the moment, I hope that Apple doesn't become like Nokia back then, where they felt like they were never gonna go out. They're always gonna be on top. Nothing's gonna happen to them. You never know because of XYZ practice of not, trying to work things out, trying to see what's out there, or just not sleeping on their laurels. They end up being left behind. So let's see. Hopefully something works out and everybody, whether Android or on Apple or iOS devices, can enjoy this amazing feature because it's I think only Neon Demon has had the chance to
I've played it quite. I've played quite a bit at work in lunch hours and stuff.
Okay, how is it then? Just
fantastic.
How does it?
I mean, work hasn't got a very good broadband. I think there's about 20 meg. It is a lease line, so you have got a constant 19-20 meg. And it plays perfect. Well, say perfect. It plays very, very well. Again, I haven't played any multiplayer games, so I haven't felt the input lag on multiplayer games. But any story-driven games, if you just want to sit back, you're on the bus or you're on commuting to work for an hour or so, pick your phone up. Again, Razer's bringing out there's quite a lot of people who are bringing out the joystick attachment to the phone. I think works so well for people out and about. Absolutely fantastic. You just want to pick up I've saved it. I've been playing on my big 50-inch 4K TV. Okay, I've got to nip out. I've got to nip to work. Mine's about 85 inches, give or take, Then in the East Wing, I've got another cinema down there. Anyways,
in the East Wing, okay, gotcha.
But again, you just pause it, then pick it up pick up where you've left off when you go to work. So there's a lot of big potential in this sort of thing. The fingers crossed, Apple can just go, you know what, let's do it. Let's let them.
And you said something about people on the go, and that made me think of my Nintendo Switch. Like, and the whole reason I bought a Nintendo Switch was because I can game on the go, and I feel like this is almost in a way a response to that innovation on Nintendo's side. And I've been hoping to see something like that in the other consoles, but no such luck. I guess this is the closest thing so far. But
yeah, absolutely spot on. This is one of the crown jewels in the whole rollout of this Xbox next gen ecosystem that they have not only the Game Pass, but also have this xCloud service, which will allow people to
Yeah.
experience the games on the go, which, like you rightly mentioned, Switch is killing it in that part of it.
Yeah.
So now I guess again, fingers crossed something works out. But again, stay tuned for hopefully positive news. Um, so I'm just talking on the last segment before we jump over to some tasty deals. So um, this is going to be a spin on this one actually. We know there are a lot of exclusives or exclusive characters in the gaming world, right? We have, for example, in PlayStation, you have certain characters that are only PlayStation characters, or on Xbox characters. Spider-Man became a PlayStation exclusive character. Now you're wondering how whole thing happened. Now I'm not gonna really touch on the main article because I want to start a conversation here about just more about whether having exclusivity is a good thing for players. So just quickly, we know that Sony, one of its arm, the one that does the cinemas and whatnot, have rights to Spider-Man, that particular franchise, to obviously make movies and whatnot. So they have a close relationship with Marvel. So it only made sense with that relationship and with those rights they have for them to have Spider-Man as an exclusive um, character for the PlayStation. Now, this has always been a debate just purely from exclusives or exclusive characters. I want to just quickly touch on you with this question, Adam. Now, this is a very broad question. What do you feel is very broad? Again, this is a spin on this topic because I'm not really focused on attributes. I'm focusing more on just the idea of having exclusive characters. Do you think the idea of having, I'm not talking about like, the Master Chiefs or the God of War, but characters that are, not specific for one console or whatever. Do you think it's right to have, for example, Spider-Man be, or whether Spider or whatever, be an exclusive character for, or exclusive franchise for a particular console? Do you think that idea is good for the gaming world? I know I probably have an idea of what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna leave that question to you. So please let us know what your thoughts
Go on,
are.
just quick one. What do you think I was going to say?
Go for
That's interesting.
it. It's gonna be a big fat no. I think I really believe it's gonna be a big fat no, but I would be surprised. Again, I never try to assume. So
Yeah,
please take it away.
for me, exclusives, just for one brand to gain more customers. I've got no harm in competition. I've said that before. It's competition of the day. However, they have been able to get the exclusive rights to Spider-Man in a game. Fair play. I understand. Fair enough if it was something like Master Chief and Halo. That is an exclusive Xbox game. And in movies, it's just something like it's like Doritos offering a code on their packaging, something like that.
Good point.
Just to
Good
sell
point. Good point.
to sell out there, just to sell more bags of crisps, etc. So I've got no harm. I've got no problems with that. Good on them, in a way. Just it'll sell more consoles for them. With all this console war, that for me doesn't exist. I like PlayStation, I like Xbox. It's petty now.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough. Good on them.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I
Go
think
for it,
that
Jenny.
well, I don't know. It in a way it establishes an identity for the player, right? Because they are both consoles and they play many of the same games and they have their exclusives. And somebody who is buying an Xbox for Halo is a very different player than somebody who's buying a PlayStation 4 for Bloodborne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in a way, like people a lot of people, become very impassioned about which console they play. Like I formally said, I'll never buy an Xbox. I was always a PlayStation person. The same way someone might be a diehard Subaru or BMW driver. And yeah, so it's an identity thing for the player. And Xbox players tend to gravitate towards different games generally. I'm generalizing a lot. So no offense to anyone. And then PS4 players might, so in a way it's it's marketing to the people who are already going towards those consoles, you know?
Right.
Like there's a reason Demon's Souls is a PlayStation 5 exclusive as opposed to Xbox, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what creates the community surrounding the consoles, you
Yeah.
know?
And
Yeah.
again, this we're talking about, it's more about, let's say, Spider-Man. It's in the Marvel universe, right? It's not a homegrown character that is either the God of War, the Last of Us characters, or
Yeah.
on the Xbox side, the Master Chief or whatnot, or the Fables or whatever. This is a character that is in a
Hmm.
different space, doesn't have any allegiance. I mean, they have partnerships, yes. So do you think such characters like this, yes, I understand, they might have, relationship with either Microsoft or Sony, so it's not really a bad practice, but do you think maybe, characters that belong to, whether it's Marvel or DC or whatever, do you think those companies should be like, you know what, we want our product or our characters to not just sit on one console, but to spread out across different platforms? Do you think there should be more onus for them to sort of push that as part of their principle, or do you think, nah, whatever pays the most money, that's what we go with? Again, this is a business, guys. I
Exactly.
understand. I'm just
You've hit
it's a
the
business.
you've hit the nail on
I
this on the
don't
head. You've hit the nail on the head when it comes
Yeah,
to business.
I see it from like a business perspective, but I don't personally see it as something that's necessary, like going forward as like a regular thing, like because Marvel is completely like they have video games obviously, but Marvel is a comic and film now industry.
Yeah.
So that is a different industry, like choosing a side in this new industry, which I feel like, you know, Marvel fans exist completely 100% on both sides, and it
Yeah.
is kind of estranging the PlayStation users, or I'm
Yeah.
sorry, way around,
I
right?
guess. Which.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so it is estranging the users who cannot now play
Play.
a
Correct.
Spider-Man game,
Correct.
and in an industry where it kind of didn't belong. You know, something like Bloodborne or Halo, which obviously began as video games, it's a little different because those developers worked with that company from the beginning. Whereas now it's kind of taking something that was free for all and limiting it now to a select few.
Yeah.
So I do see why it's a little fishy now.
Yeah. And Adam,
Yeah.
you're about to mention. No, I 100% agree with what you're saying as well. Again, it's a business end of the day. But let me just quickly cue in Adam into this. I know you wanted to jump in here as well.
Uh, said it again. Like, for me, it's business. Whoever pays the most money can have. It's not like they've kind of made the Marvel game exclusive to PlayStation. They have kind of expanded it across all consoles. Well, two consoles. It's just a little bit of extra for the PlayStation players, their brand.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a bit more money. Please let us have some sort of exclusive rights to a character like Spider-Man. So yeah. Bit
Do you
extra for
think like
PlayStation.
do you think they do like an auction where Sony's like in a room and Microsoft's in a room, and then Marvel and DC is like, so walking out on stage, it's Superman. We know he has laser beams, and
Yeah.
like, do you
Like
think they
a
actually auction
catwalk.
out this catwalk? Like, do you think they actually auction? Because this is how I see it in my mind. Like, they are pretty much saying, look, we have all these characters here. Whoever wants it the most gets them.
No,
right?
it's all online now. So it was an eBay ad. So that's where
It's
people
eBay.
they've just bidded on the eBay ad.
So I think we're all pretty much on the same page. Yes, we understand it from a business point of view. Now, however, from a player point of view, it would be great that if such things are not just limited to one platform, if they can all be spread across, whether it's Xbox, PC, PlayStation, Stadia, whatever the case may be, whether it will be good for players to be able to enjoy said characters, whatever platform they're on. So I think we
Yeah.
pretty much are saying the same thing. Just quickly in chat, Jaden says console wars don't matter. You play what you want. This is true. I want Xbox for Fable games. I think Diana said the same thing as well.
Yeah.
My only reason, and Halo, but I gotta compete for again. I could complete four again. Okay. Yeah. So I think I haven't met somebody I was like, no, I would never touch an Xbox. I'm PC or PS diehard. My blood runs and breeds, or I bleed Sony or whatever. I've never met somebody like that. I think generally people are just like, no, if I can play a game on whatever console, I'll play the game. It's all about the actual game itself. And my
Yeah.
allegiance does not lie whether with this or that. It's just I want to play what I want to play, and that's pretty much it. All right, cool. Thank you very much, guys. So I'm gonna pass it off to Adam, who's gonna give us some tasty
Yeah.
news about some good shit.
So
Take it away.
my little segments.
Yes.
So, PS4 Plus this August and ongoing is Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. It's coming out. Fallout Guys
Ooh.
Ultimate Knockout, which I can't recommend that enough. So I would say, Arrow, you're fairly...
Get it.
Yep.
I
Very, very
played
good.
it on Friday and Saturday. It was great. You played it as well. Deanna's still waiting to play it. I know Jaden has been dying to play it in chat now, so
Basically,
recommend getting it.
Yeah, the game pits you up against 59 other players against each other. A bit like, I don't know whether anybody's heard of Takeshi's Castle, that sort of thing.
I have.
That was a good TV show over here, pretty much like that. It's just a little battle royale game. It's absolutely fantastic. Can't recommend that enough. Next on the list is Games of Gold. So Portal Night is from the 1st of August till the 31st of August. Override Mech City Brawl, the 16th of August till the 15th of September. Then there's MX Unleashed from the 1st of August to the 15th of August. Haven't got long left for that. Red Faction 2, 16th of August till the 31st of August. That is all from the Games of Gold. Free with Epic Games Store right now is 3 out of 10, Episode 1. Free now until the 13th of August. So you haven't got long for that. Wilmot's Warehouse, free until the 13th. And Remnant from the Ashes, that's free from the 13th till the 20th of August. So,
pretty much a Dark Souls game with guns.
Yes.
Pretty much Remnants. That's what it is. So
we
definitely
enjoyed that when we played that, didn't we? It is quite hard. we didn't do
it's
too
no joke.
well.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty tough. Have you heard of Remnants, Deanna?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay.
I think, did Mayhem stream some of that? I think he did. But
He's
that's
streaming
right.
a lot. I can't keep track of what games he streams. I'm like, dude, how big is your library?
yeah, I think Mayhem streamed it, and I caught a bit of it. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Well, there you have it. Thank you very much, Adam. So, wrapping up, start off with our guest, Deanna. What are you currently playing or watching?
Currently playing and watching, or playing Sekiro, struggling along in Sekiro. Also playing a lot of Breath of the Wild lately, Ori and the Blind Forest, those are my main, and then every once in a while I'll throw in something else like Animal Crossing or Mario, just for fun. A little bit of Ghost of Tsushima here and there. But I've also been watching Monster Hunter a little bit, which seems really cool. I have it, but I haven't played it very much, so I'm thinking of playing that very soon. And
Nice.
when I'm done with Sekiro, I'm going to go back and play some Bloodborne. So,
Wow, you're gonna play Monster Hunter. I know Jaden has been pushing me to get that game.
yeah,
It's very...
I played it, but I only played long enough to make my character look like me and my familiar
And then you're like,
cat.
I'm
So,
done.
I got that far, and then I stopped playing. So,
The first step. All right, got you.
yeah.
And you're currently streaming the same games, Sekiro, Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild, and all that. Okay,
Not so
and
much Animal Crossing. Definitely Breath of the Wild and Ori and the Blind Forest a lot.
okay.
Yeah.
So
And Skyrim.
And Skyrim. Got you. Skyrim's out of it. That is
Lots
true.
of games.
That is true. And where can people find you on, I guess, Twitch, first of all?
Yeah, well, Twitch, my Twitch name is just Deanna Lee. That's Deanna with 2 A's at the end, Lee. And it's pretty much the same on other platforms. On Twitter, it's Deanna_Lee. And on Instagram, it's Deanna_Lee, because all of these websites have different requirements for their usernames.
It's a nightmare. Do you have a schedule for your Twitch, or pretty much?
I do have a schedule, so it's kind of rough right now. I'm in the process of like deciding what games. I usually stream Sekiro on weekdays. Streams usually start at 3 o'clock, and yeah.
Gotcha.
And then it varies what games I stream.
Well, guys, I cannot say enough. She's an amazing streamer. We always have fun in her stream. She plays tons of games. Definitely check her out. I'll give her a shout out again at the end of it. So make sure you do so. Adam, sir.
Hello.
What you're playing? What you're streaming?
At the moment, Fall Guys is my jam. I picked that up a couple of days back. I played it for a while yesterday with Onos, Kisogo, and Scrubbin. He's scrubbing, and holy shit, what
Scrubbing
a
has
wheel
been
of it!
practicing.
Yeah,
By the way.
well, yeah. He's definitely been he has definitely been
practicing.
practicing that game. Yes, he's in the background, appearing offline. Getting a few games in there. Yep. That is just taken over my life. I am loving that game. But apart from that, I'm getting back into Rogue Company, so I'll be streaming that tomorrow from hopefully from 8 p.m. BST. Then I might put in a little bit of Fall Guys here and there. The Cycle I'll be streaming on Tuesday, and again, I'm not quite sure. Again, I'll be streaming. I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays now. Back on the normal schedule. And you can find me at twitch.tv/Nuns and Moses. And on Twitter, where I try and post. I'm not the best at keeping up to date, but every time I go live, I'll do a little tweet. You can find me at @nunsandmoses_live. How about yourself?
Right.
You are not getting out of this. What are you playing, and where can we find you?
Low key. I play lots of games.
Is that it? Okay, well, thanks very much.
You know what? I know this question is coming. And mine just go blank. My mind just goes completely blank. No, I actually finished Evil Within 2, which is fantastic. Great game. Got a lot of spooks, or spoops, as we like to say, in that. We're hoping to play Zero Dawn from Monday. It's going to be great. Hopefully, we can actually. I know it's been having a lot of issues, but we shall see. Otherwise, we might play something else. Not sure yet. But off stream, I'm playing Overwatch. I'm watching loads of anime. I started watching the Decadence anime. Fantastic anime. I definitely recommend those of you that do like anime to check it out. It's great. And you can find me pretty much Monday to Saturdays on Twitch at A_R_O. Also in Twitter. At A_R_O_2NG. I post quite a bit on Instagram. Twitter is in progress. But yes, you can find me. You can find me either of those channels. Feel free to, chat me up. I'm nice. And again, thank you so much to our guest, Diana. She's been amazing.
Thank you very much.
Again, I cannot say, guys, seriously, go check out. And while you're there, make sure to follow. And even know what? Subscribe as well, because it's a hell of a good time. So please do that.
Oh, thank you.
Have so much.
Same right back at you, Aro. Always love your streams. Nuns and Roses. I haven't caught any of your streams yet, but I will.
That's good. Just get
Nuns. Okay, let me tell you, Nuns, you're gonna laugh a lot. That's you're gonna laugh a lot. So just make sure you're ready. Okay. But Nuns is an awesome streamer as well. Look, we have fantastic streamers on here, so you can't go wrong with either one. Oh, all of them. With that said, thank you so much, guys. Thank you again to Jaden, to Karamita, to my sis, Bim Kathy, to Kisogo, to B Scrubbin, to Harget, to I think I'm missing someone, Sheet Zero as well.
City Lights.
Everybody. Yeah, City Lights. Everybody that's been in chat, those of you that have been lurking, thank you so much. This has been episode 14. It's been great. And with that, have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I left unsaid. rages around like an ocean in my head.